Nation of Fit in 10, welcome to day 62, 9 days to go. And a reminder, we are going to be having our finale on July 6th. That is the evening of July 6th. 6 p.m. I think will be the start time. I will put it out officially here shortly, the next couple days. Also, we'll be running the scans on the weekend of, July 1st and 2nd. So hopefully you can make it out. If you can't, then we're gonna have to arrange that scan a little earlier. All right. So I better put up the calendar ASAP because that's next week. So the end of next week. Okay. Question here. Actually, one comment I want to make, and I don't know if anybody feels this way, but in previous challenges, I've had people tell me this. I'll just cut to the chase. Quite often people want to get out of the challenge, or they don't want to send me their food journals because they don't want to disappoint me. And I just want to remind you that perhaps you don't feel this way, but if you're one of those people that do, you don't disappoint me. It is just what it is. And we're all human and we're all susceptible to God knows what. And so this is, this happens. Whatever it is. But I also want to remind you that to me, it's not so much that you're doing everything perfect. To me, it's that you continue. Okay. It's just that you continue to push forward. That's what it's about. And that at the end of the day is what will make the difference. Of course, you heard me talk about this in a video a couple days ago that I sent you a text about, that special video. So I just want to remind you, I want you to keep going. I want you to keep sending me your food journals. And again, this is not about me judging you. And even if I was judging you, who cares? It doesn't really, it doesn't make any difference regardless, right? So, but I'm not, okay? I'm not judging you. So, I really just want to see you succeed. I do. And sometimes that success is, this challenge is just, a small little chunk of the overall process that you're going to go through. And I've had, I had one person do this challenge. This is just one example. There's a lot of examples I can give here, but I had one person do this challenge who did it, now I can't remember if they did it 3 or 4 times. I believe it was 4 times. They did terrible on 3 times through. Terrible. And the fourth one, they won. Okay, it may have been the 3rd one. But regardless, they did it a couple times at least. They did terrible, and they came in, they did really well on that 3rd or 4th challenge that they did. So this person just kept trying though, and that's really what's key. And again, it's not, you could be somebody that's challenged that does super, super well at the end, and then the challenge ends and you just regress. And that's not really what this challenge is about. This challenge, hopefully, is going to hammer down or solidify some habits in your life that hopefully you will maintain. That's really what this is about. So, you can finish this challenge and get 10% fat loss, 15% fat loss. But if you kept going and you kept up with it and you're able to, further solidify some of these habits, making their, however you want to put this, grounding them even more, that would be so much more helpful to you. And if it makes any difference to you, that's to me what really makes a difference, right? After all, this challenge, as I mentioned to you, is not I said this in those tutorials I did. This challenge is not a lose as much fat as you can program in a period of time. That's not what it is. Yes, we've got a pretty big goal of losing fat, but I could ramp it up more and you could lose more, but that's not what this is about. Okay, so it's not the pinnacle of it is not a fat loss challenge, even though that's what our tangible goal is that we're shooting towards. That's kind of the fun thing that we're trying to get out of this. Ultimately, it's more the focus on the process that is more important to me and not the outcome. Okay. All right. Enough of me rambling here. Let's get to a question. More about, I don't even think I'm going to have time to answer this question because it's only 5 minutes of talking. More about calorie cycling, the benefit of high calorie, for how long before going back to losing fat, focus. I know I want to continue losing fat and building muscle tissue. So what this person's asking here is really, really good. It's really, really good. Because after all, what do? Do you always just keep going through a deficit? No, you have to undulate things, right? So you go through a period of slight calorie deficit, and then you go through a period of, increasing the calories a little bit. But the key is a little bit, both deficit and both increasing. So these undulations are not large undulations, they're just little ones. And this is precisely why I have you monitor your macros and your calories. And I realize that you may not want to do this, and there are some general rules that we can follow, but if you're somebody who really wants to maximize body composition, or you struggle in this area, then I really think that the solution that I put forward, or at least the blueprint that I have for this challenge, maybe not exactly the blueprint that I give you, but at least the tenets of the challenge, will be very helpful for this, okay? So let's just get to the answer to this question. So this person asks, the benefit of higher calorie for how long? All right, so yeah, you've got to give your body a break. You can't just always be in a deficit. To some degree, especially if that deficit is let's say more than 15% of your maintenance calories, whatever your maintenance calories are. It's going to take a toll over some time, and your body will start to plateau. So it will be good to give your body a break. Increase your calories by 10 or so percent, 15%, and ride that out for 4 to 6 weeks, and enjoy it, and just let things accumulate through time. Now you may feel like you want to pig out, but I'm going to really encourage you not to do that. Okay. This isn't to say that you can't reward yourself either. You can have reward meals. Okay, so generally speaking, I say give yourself a meal once a week. Just eat whatever you want, and then make an estimation on that. All right, make a good conservative estimation. When I say conservative, I mean don't hold back on what your estimation is. All right, so if anything, give it a few extra calories. Monitoring things, being methodical with whatever you're trying to achieve will help you to better target your goal, right? It's always easier to know where to get to, or where you want to be, if you know where you are. If you don't know where you are, it becomes more of a guessing game, and this can become very frustrating, right? This is why I have you measure in the challenge, all right? So, as I mentioned, going through these periods of deficit, and then a little bit higher calories, and a difference of somewhere between, let's say, 15 to 20% calories from maybe the lowest of your deficit, of your dieting, to the what we could call a dieting break. Okay, let's say 15%. 20% is quite a bit. Okay, so not a huge amount. All right, so and I'll talk more about this, I think, in the next video, because this is getting almost 9 minutes. But and we'll go into a little more detail. But that's just the way you have to do it. You can't always be in a deficit. You got to go through periods of maintenance, and maybe even periods of small surplus. All right, this can be beneficial for sure, for helping you to further recomp your body. All right, message of the day. Along the road to success, you can expect bumps, hurdles, breakdowns, mini failures, and moments where you feel like you want to give up. This is normal on the road to success. Let me read it again. Along the road to success, you could expect bumps, hurdles, breakdowns, mini failures, and moments where you feel like you want to give up. Moments where you think you're not cut out for this. That is normal on the road to success. I am going to tell you something. I have been doing this to a large degree for 25 years, personally with myself, and of course I've been helping people with this for a long, long time. Not quite 25 years, but not far off that. But I'll tell you, with myself, I am still learning stuff. After 25 years of doing this, I still learn stuff. Now, of course, our bodies are not static, right? So part of the learning is the fact that I am changing too. I'm aging and all that kind of stuff. But I'm still learning is the point. So just keep that in mind, right? All right, positive energy, positive vibes, believe in yourself, for the love of God, give some gratitude. I'll talk more about calorie cycling, we could call it that, I suppose, in tomorrow's video, okay? All right, you guys, talk to you tomorrow.